To clean up your fillets then, what you've got, because you've cut through the rib cage, you've got the rib bones along here with the inside flap of the belly, which is where obviously you can see there a little bit of the traces of where it had been gutted. No one wants to eat this bit, okay? It's going to be really bitter, it's not going to be pleasant. You want to get rid of this, okay? But nice and cleanly. So this is where your boning knife comes in again, and what you want to do is just cut just underneath the rib bones. So use them again as a guide. You can see the knife through the flesh there. We're not taking anything more than the bones themselves. Just releasing them, and then back the other way. So you can see nice and cleanly taken off, and then this is where you want your nice clean knife now. You see these bits of belly here, it's just not going to be very nice to eat. Nice and thin cut. And there you have a more pleasant fillet. Okay, this bit can come off as well. And there we are. I'm just going to repeat that on the other side. So what you do is you see you've got the rib bones here. This inside flap of belly that no one wants to eat, that's going to be very unpleasant. The little traces of where the fish has been gutted. Just behind the rib bones. Let them guide your knife. You can see the knife there through the flesh and really just on the other side of those bones. Take that out. And there we have nice big bone. See, I've missed a bone there. There we are, let's just get rid of that. There we are. Nice clean fillet. So pin boning. If you run your finger along this bone, along the bloodline of the fish here, you'll be able to feel where there are pin bones. Okay? They come along here, and then they stop when you get to that midpoint just after the rib cage. You want to take your tweezers, just feel where the tip of that each bone is, grip it with the tweezers and pull it out. It's easy if you have a little bit of paper there you can attach them to. So again, feel along, feel the tip of the bone, grip and pull. And then once you think you've got them all, just be careful, make sure you run your finger quite firmly along there to feel if there's any bones. Just give them a feel here as well, just to make sure you haven't missed any of the rib bones. Okay, this is the final part of our fish prep. What we're going to do is just finish off these fillets and make them ready to serve. There's nothing wrong with this, you could cook this straight away now, it will be lovely, but we're just going to trim it up, make it look a little bit nicer, just be a little bit more chefy with it. So let's get rid of this tail. No one's going to eat that tiny bit of meat there, and that square finish is just going to be much nicer. Just check along here, you'll see there's a little flap there, you see, where it met over the spine. Just get rid of that. Again, it's just, no one's going to eat it. These fillets are somewhere in the region of 150 grams, which is a good portion for a decent adult main course size portion. If you were using a bigger fish, this is the point now where you would want to portion it down. And if that's the case, then you just literally just cut it through. As you can see, you've got this nice kind of square finish, and I think that's going to look really nice in the pan. One thing I'm going to do is we're just going to make sure it cooks nice and evenly through. We're just going to make a few little cuts into the flesh along there. What that will do, that will help it to cook through nice and as evenly in the fatter parts of the fish as at the thinner parts, but it'll also stop the skin curling when it hits the pan. So you'll be able to get a nice crisp finish across the whole of your skin. Last thing, just a little bit of salt. What we're doing is we're salting it now because I'm going to eat it this evening and it'll get in there. We'll end up with a fish that's more juicy to eat, but also the seasoning will come all the way through it and make sure you get as maximum flavour out of it. Again, we're making these little incisions. All we're doing is with this hand, we're just pinching to give you the round thing there so you can safely cut into it without cutting into your fingers. And then we have them there, ready for cooking. And what we'll do is we're going to pop these in the fridge now, skin side up. We're going to leave them uncovered, which will dry the skin out a little bit and just make sure that we can really crisp it up when we get it in the pan later on.